Good evening, good afternoon, good morning in areas of the world. It might be that time. Welcome to Guna Matters, where your opinion matters. Now, we've got a couple of updates. We've got a few things to discuss. And of course, as you could see, I've got a panel of familiar faces. I will definitely introduce them right on the other side of this. Welcome back to Guna Matters. Good evening, gentlemen. Let's start from the furthest point, Auoar. Quentin.
Can you please say the United Kingdom of Auoar, Glenn?
All right.
So that I can be in line with this.
The United Kingdom of Auoar.
And I thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Glenn, how's it, man? Thanks once again. Privilege, honor to be on your show. This man has taught me such a lot, guys. I said to him this morning, I sent him a message. I said, I am jealous in a good way, in the way his show is run and how he's doing things and where he's going. And I can just see big things happening for him with his show. And just want to say once again, thanks for the opportunity and real privilege to be here. And Glenn has just introduced me to another legend, Des. And now I've got a friend in another kingdom.
Which brings me to you, Des.
Thank you. I'd just like to start with my little intro with Glenwyn hasn't taught me anything. But I will say this, he does do a great show with great guests like Lenny, Quinton, the Man United supporter, but as I say, I've made friends for life, and that's all that matters. And I tell you what, if you come into this stream to watch this, we're here to entertain, educate, and help you with your mental illness. With your but yeah, I'm just here. I'm glad to have the opportunity, guys. Thank you very much, and let's have some fun.
And then I've got this guy next to me. He's another legend. How's it, Lenny?
Good evening, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure. I actually look forward coming on, especially now tonight that I know I'm on with Ali's, that Man United supporter. So I'm gonna have fun. You know.
He's been dubbed by the enforcer, and he enforced it as Sulky. So I think, Quentin, you must go out and come back and change your name to Sulky.
Can you just change it there, please, at the bottom there on your screen?
Right, people, subscribe to Guna Matters, and please hit the bell, smash the likes. And I'm vying for 100 subscribers. I'm currently on 72 over 3 or 4 months now. And yes, it is a phenomenal subscription tally. However, I'm looking at other channels. You know what? I don't have to envy them, but I like what I see. But this is Guna Matters, so Guna Matters will grow, and as you heard that the guys are saying, it's a lot of fun to be a part of Guna Matters. So if you want to get involved with Guna Matters, there you can see gunamatters@gmail.com. So get involved with Guna Matters. I also thought of a couple of perks. Once you get involved with Guna Matters, the perks, it's obviously to remain to be seen. So you got to be a part of it in order to get those perks. So hit me up on gunamatters@gmail.com. Also, you can see right below there is all the links that I am on. The platforms is Twitter, it's Instagram, and of course Facebook. So whatever you see here on YouTube, you see exactly that what's on Facebook. All that and more. Later in the show, we will. Quentin has got something that he want to share with us, which I will give him an opportunity. But let us first get all the stuff out of the way. Right, guys. Look at this. Business is very slow. So if you look at the little picture at the bottom right corner, it says Mikel Arteta and Arsenal fans. Now, that is the question that a lot of fans are asking. And why is business so slow? So I had a couple of things in my mind, and there's information, and you'll probably be the first one to comment on this. These guys are on their way out. As you could see there, the Xhaka, the Gaundouzi, the Willocks, the Lacazettes, and of course, the man has never played for Arsenal. He's employed now for 2 seasons at Arsenal and has never played for Arsenal. Des, in your opinion, what is happening in London, man? You're obviously the closest to be able to tell us. So what's happening at the Emirates?
Don't know, because it's every day it just seems to be we're linked with this player, we're linked with that player, and you don't, to be honest, we don't know whether we're coming or going. Okay. And I'll be honest with you guys, yeah. The picture you showed there, the top 2, Gaundouzi and Xhaka. See you later. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Yeah, no, Gaundouzi is gone yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, he's got the Marseille, hasn't he? Good luck to him. Good luck to him. Don't get me wrong, I think he's a good player. I think with Gaundouzi, it came down to attitude. I just don't understand. I do not understand the Saliba issue. I can't give you a reason. The only thing I think is him and Arteta don't get on.
Is that really the case?
I think that could be it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could be totally wrong. I'm speculating, because I'm not, but there must be something there, okay, for this kid to be sent out again. And yet he's good enough, okay, to play for the French national team. Yeah. And he can't fit in Arsenal. That's ridiculous. What do you think, Lenny? I mean, I think it's crazy.
Yeah, I want to be the devil's advocate here, Lenny. I've heard something yesterday. You might have heard it as well. Gabriel Magalhães, he's in Brazil. He's been withdrawn from the Brazil that's going to Tokyo due to injury. I mean, that is the exact same position where Des is saying that Saliba might be featuring. So with that, one man's death is the other man's bread. I don't know how that saying is, but now that he has been injured, I mean, is it now not maybe a fortunate position for Saliba to come in that position?
You see, what I've read up the Saliba case, he's recently lost his mom, and his heart's desire is to stay another season in France. So I think that's hence the reason why Arsenal has given him that opportunity to go get his head right, move over there, work around the loss of your mom type of thingy. So they're looking at that, the reason why they've given him, because my understanding is he asked for it to go over to Moscow. And then, but if you look at it from another angle also, didn't Torreira do the same? His mom passed away also. His heart's desire was to go back to Boca Junior to be closer to home, and it was denied. So
now he's going to go to Italy.
Yeah, now he's been moved over. So it doesn't add up. You give the one player, you give in to what he wants, and then the other one asking exactly the same thing you don't give. So
So Lenny, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, mate. Yeah, we gave Holding an extended contract. Okay.
Yeah.
As an Arsenal fan, and to you, Glenwyn, as well, and Quinton, obviously, you can join in if you like. But as an Arsenal fan, right, I would rather see Saliba than Holding. Why did Holding get like an extra contract, and yet Saliba's still being chucked out on loan? All right, I didn't realise that's what it was. I I knew that he'd lost. I thought he'd lost both his parents, but was it just his mum? So if he wants another season in France, go on. Sorry. If he wants another season.
Sorry to cut in. Yeah, I think it's both. Both his parents he lost.
Right.
On the Arsenal and Holding issue also, Arsenal also have to play it safe way as far as English players within your
English
team.
players, correct. That was my answer, yeah.
Correct. Yes.
You know, so that is most probably the reason why, because there's
I know you're talking sense, guys, and I want to agree with you, but the problem I have, right, is quality of player. Quality of player.
No, merit is a lot of merit is, in my books, is merit. You got to choose a player based on his merit and his performances and all sorts of things. And I would agree with you to the extent there's where it comes to Saliba and Holding, but Holding has been tried and he has been tested. Yes, he has made a lot of mistakes, but he's grown up in the Premier League, and he has become that force to be dealt with. I mean, he was chosen over what is that Greek? The Greek has gone to Socrates. Yeah. I mean, Socrates came in at hectic. He came in to Arsenal with a lot of potential, or a lot of hype and a lot of talk about that he's a great player, but Holding overshone all that. So Quentin, from a point of view, in terms of, I only asked Quentin 2 hours ago to join us because Terry Hogan couldn't make it. He's still in Leeds. Terry, all the best. Hopefully next time, if you're watching, or if you're going to watch later, next time you will be on the show. But travel safe back to London, and all the best with your family that side of the Leeds. So yeah, Quentin, you only got a bit of the topics earlier on, 2 hours ago. So you're a football fan, so you know what it's about. So the transfer is very, very slow. And I mean, Des and Lenny spoke of a couple of guys there, but now if you look at this year, I mean, this guy in the right-hand corner, Joe Willock, he had a good performance at Newcastle. I mean, in my opinion, I got my opinion about it, but just tell us quickly. I mean, so many players has been linked to Arsenal, and only 3 players has left Arsenal, and none has come in. Oh, we'd only signed a under 23 goalkeeper an extension today. But yeah, it's a slow market. Why would that be, man?
I think, Glenn, I think Holding is a decent player. I really like him. And the same thing, I don't know if you guys can remember Gibbs, that was also the left back at Arsenal a few seasons back.
Kieran Gibbs, yeah.
Kieran Gibbs. He was decent. Why they let him go, I don't know. But my thinking around the transfers and the players that is leaving and who's going out is the fact that Arteta is trying to create his own type of game or football that he wants to play. He doesn't want to be known as, I'm doing a Pep Guardiola style. He wants to bring his own style. So I think the selection with players and why he's releasing certain players is because he doesn't think that they're going to fit into his plan. Now, again, it boils down. The last time we spoke about the youngsters and all that. Why is he not using them? Doesn't have any confidence in them? And there's a lot of questions going around that. And with the slow market, I think there's a lot of things that you can say. You can say it's because of COVID. You can say of this. And I think that is why things are just slowing down at the moment with players coming, because there's a lot of red tape that you have to first go through before you can just come over to a club. So I think that could be one of the reasons. I also think that at the moment, in just my opinion as a coach, is I think Arteta is trying to sort out who he wants and who's going to add value to the team, because he wants to be in the top 4 coming this season. He wants to be there. So he's got to make serious signings. I think one of the areas that I think that Arsenal really, really lacks in is a decent, proper midfielder. That is what I think. The guy with what's his name now? The guy that's going out with the years.
With the hair, with the hair.
With the yeah, he's quite decent.
Gaundouzi.
Gaundouzi was a brilliant player. You know, he's got skill. He can take the game. He's a 1v1 player. You know, but the one thing that he lacked, his defensive ability wasn't good. You know, whenever he made a tackle, it was a foul or something. So I don't know. I think Arteta is just looking for specific players that can fit in his style of playing to make sure that you guys can compete for the top 4 this season.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm saying this again, Arteta has the know-how. He just needs the right material. He's worked under one of the best coaches, so he's got to know a lot, and he has to implement it, but without saying that this is Pep's style of playing. You know, It's my style.
There's Quentin is making a valid point in terms of Arteta wanting to build his own team and his own style of play, which is a fair point. I would agree in that. And yes, I would agree also for the players that has been linked to leave Arsenal. But I mean, if he is the type of manager he said he wants to be, very what is the word he used? I can't remember the word. Anyhow, but he wants to be the type of manager that take no nonsense. Why is it taking so long? I mean, this guy, they offered now an extra 4 million, so it's 50 million plus add-ons to as a defender. I don't know. Is that really the thing to go about? Whereas we don't need a defender in that position. We need other players. I mean, there's so many links with midfielders and strikers and all sorts of things. But he's going for a defender. He's putting his mind on a defender.
Well, yeah. I've heard a lot of stuff about Ben White since we last spoke about him. I mean, Brighton fans absolutely rave about him. Say we're getting an absolute class player. And don't get me wrong, he would improve the squad. He would improve the squad. Quentin, what you said is absolutely spot on as well, by the way. I totally agree with you. But like we've said for months, Glenwyn, Lenny, like we've said for months, get the old wood out, dead wood out, sort it out in that respect first, and then get the players in. Now, yes, you could say that Ben White isn't needed, but he would improve the team. So there's your 50-50 split straight away.
Fair point.
With the fan base, there would be a 50-50 split straight away. Okay, as an example. But you guys may agree with me, right? For me, it's the midfield that is the engine room of a team.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong. I know you need a strong defense. I know you do. Okay. But apparently in last season, we were the 3rd best, even though we finished 8th in the league. We were the 3rd best.
He's a tinker, man. He can't keep a whole defense for 2 games. He's a tinker.
No, I know. But we had the 3rd best defense in the league last season. And look where we finished. So where's the problem? The problem's in the engine room.
Goal scoring, going forward.
Exactly.
Creative players.
Yeah, we have creators. So why aren't we, right, guys? Why aren't we going all out for Maddison, or why didn't we go all out for Greenish? Me personally, I would like to see Sabitzer. And one of the reasons I'd like to see Sabitzer is
he's 18 million now.
That's bargain. And also, he's got captain potential. He's a captain. He could walk into the team, and Auoar would have to give him the armband because Sabitzer would show him how to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Arsenal need to focus on their engine room, right?
Yeah.
They need a good captain in the middle. Well, when I say captain, right, I mean someone who's going to control that midfield. Yeah. You need a creative player. You need someone who's going to control the midfield, and you need the backups. You need the backups who can, if those players are injured, can come in and still do the job. That's how I feel about.
Before we go to Lenny, there's a couple of comments. Sorry, Des, you wanted to say something there? Sorry.
No, that's all. That was it. I'm done. Thank you.
All right.
Good point, Glenn.
DWT, don't waste the tweet.
Big
How's it,
Gary.
Gary?
Come on, Big Gary.
Gary, how are you, man? Good evening, night, Glenwyn and friends. Well, good evening, Gary. Guys, say hi to Gary.
Hi, Gary.
It's good afternoon.
It looks like Gary's the only one commenting tonight. He says, Holding is a bystander, always nearby for the accident, bad defense, never making up for mistakes by other teammates. As defender, he has to be able to make those plays. Hey, Gary, oh, that's the word. Arteta said he's ruthless. And there, Gary is very ruthless in that.
Yeah.
Then Gary is going on to say, sorry.
I was just going to say about the holding thing. I totally agree with what Gary's saying, because also my nickname for holding is Teflon, because if he heads the ball, it just slips off. It's 50 pence head. Fudge. Oh no, it's come over there. You know, crazy. Please carry on, carry on.
And Gary continues saying, Arteta cannot try and be Pep. He's playing with a smaller deck of cards, Man City, than Pep. He's playing smaller deck of cards than Pep. He has to adjust. Not sure he's doing that. Yeah, based on that, Lenny, quickly, we've been saying that he's a mini-me of Pep Guardiola. And Quentin alluded to the fact that he wants to bring his own players, he wants his own style, and not become like people saying that he's a small Pep. Based on the comment there, Gary is saying he's playing with a smaller deck of cards than Pep. How can he adjust that?
You see, I'm going to throw something in here quickly. I'm just going to explain how I see this. And good afternoon, Gary. I think it's about lunchtime where you are.
About 2 o'clock by them now,
yeah. Just how I see it, you know, and this whole thing boils down to confusion. You know, the way I see it, you got two guys, Edu, Arteta, sitting at the switchboard. So now they plug in and guy Bendia. Oh, Bendia, we are interested in you, mate. We like you and we're gonna sign you. Just stay on hold quickly. And then they phone up Ben White. So Ben White, we coming for you, and then eventually let's start running. So now we got Kamavinga, we got Sabitzer, we've got Ribery, we've got Aaron Ramsdale. I would rather put Aaron Ramsey in polls than Aaron Ramsdale. And it, you know, it runs, eventually runs. So now you got
the latest is Barcelona's Puric.
No, I think it's a Japanese guy, Hitsu or something. So then now you got a Arteta sitting with cables in his hand, in his mouth, across. You've got Edu sitting there. They throw in garlic. Okay, maybe you can help out somewhere along the line. And
not only for you.
Bendia sitting there and thinking, stuff this. I'll put it on, cancel this call. I'll go to Aston Villa. Isak decided, now I'll stick with my club. I'd rather stay here. You know, it's just confusion. And to tell you the truth, they've just, I'm not sure if you noticed, they've actually paid your release clause. Alice, they've also made a link with you. And Glenn, they've also made a link with you. So we'll be well over 50 odd players that they had links with, or they are interested in, or been heavily linked with, and all of that together is just confusion. And then what do Aston Villa do? Hey, they're confusing themselves there. Let's throw in 25 for else Smith Rowe. Let's see in that confusion they might. So that is
also in the mix.
Yeah, I know. So that is how I see it. Three Stooges sitting at the switchboard, got no idea where to connect in. So I know.
I'll be honest. I've had a few clubs in touch with me today, but I couldn't pass the medical, and we couldn't agree on personal terms. We couldn't agree on personal terms. So I just said, you know what? I'm sticking with Glenwood. It doesn't matter how much you want. Yeah. I like being on Glenwyn's show with Lenny and Quinton and Jeremy, the Viking, Jeremy, all them guys. And they went, yeah, but we need you, Des. And I went, nah, sorry. Nah, I won't pass the medical, mate. I'm not coming.
Which reminds me, I want to say happy belated birthday to one of our panelists that was here on Friday night. It was Rodwell. It was his birthday on Wednesday, Tuesday. Happy birthday, Rodwell.
Happy birthday, Rodwell.
And I hope you had an enjoyable time there.
Or should I say Rude Hullet? Happy belated birthday, Rude Hullet.
I think we're going to all have different names by the time we're done with this, eh?
Yeah. You've all got nicknames. Don't you worry about that.
There's another. Look, it's only Gary commenting tonight. The Enforcer's magic beard is back. I am now scared of him again.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you for noticing.
You had to see. I met Des when he had the beard. I think it was longer than that at the bottom, my Des. And then he went and cut the beard.
Just a little bit longer, and I'll be back to normal.
The goatee was a bit longer, yeah. And then he went and cut the beard, and he was totally smooth shaven, eh? And now he's got the big beard again. And I think that's why Gary has been saying that now.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's almost 2:30 in New Jersey where Gary is. So after all that, Arsenal doesn't get their man law. It's like last season, Quinton. This guy has been he's been forever linked with Arsenal last season, and again now this season for 22 million. I would not like you see there. I don't believe the hype because there's a song like that, Lenny. Don't believe the hype is a sequel, something like that. Back in the years.
Public Enemy, don't believe the hype. There you go.
Yes.
So Quinton, I mean, being linked with Arsenal for so long, since last summer, the whole summer long, and eventually we didn't get him, and now he's again on the cards. What the hell? I mean, Lenny said it's confusing. You're a coach. You want a player. To what length are you going to go to get that player?
Yeah, once again, I think it's got a lot of influence to do with the coach of his style that he wants to play and who he wants. But what you also have to remember is that as much as you want the player, there's many other clubs, especially if some of the players that is hot property and there's a lot of eyes on them. There's 3, 4, 5 clubs that I've been following the transfer news on United, on who's coming and who's going. Pogba's been going since he came 2 years back, but now again, they're saying he's going to stay. I will pay anybody to tell that guy or take him and he must go. But in any case, the point that I want to make is it's all things. Sometimes it's speculation, and sometimes the coach and the manager and the rest of the technical staff and the owners of the club decide, okay, no, we're not going to go for them. And then money steps in and they say, no, but we can get somebody better here or somebody cheaper. Not better, but cheaper. And then they go there. But for me, like you said once, Glenn, you'll see at the beginning of the season who is at the club or who is not there. Because with all the speculation and the stories going around, it's going to drive you mad. You'll get excited to hear, Ronaldo's coming back to United. But he's thinking, but no, man, then you hear Ronaldo's going to PSG and then he's going there. It just becomes a big circus. Yeah. So the best thing to do is to wait and see at the beginning of the season who is where. I'm hoping and praying that Pogba will be gone. Let's see if my prayers come through, man.
Yes, people, hit the like, smash the subscribe, ring the bell, and we will open the door for you. Come into Gooner Matters, and you will have a ball of a time. I mean, here you see the guys are making fun, they're having fun, they're doing all sorts of comments, and get a hold of us at goonermatters@gmail.com. And you will be surprised what the perks is. The perks is so good. Let's go. There's another comment that Gary has made here now is about the guy Auoar. Auoar's brothers. He's in London apparently. He's the agent of this guy, and according to an Arsenal fan in investigative skills reviewing Instagram pic, he's 30 minutes away, but could be looking at Chelsea.
You know what the problem is, guys? I'll tell you what the problem is, and we have this every season, okay? All right? Auoar has become the new Draxler. We were linked with Draxler, right?
For long.
For years. I mean, I still think we'll be linked with Draxler when he finished football, and there'll just be a hologram of him on the pitch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what when people say Arsenal have put a bid in, these days you can't take Arsenal serious.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Because
For example,
I'm gonna stand up for a little bit. It's because of a joker like this guy.
exactly. That's it. That's it, mate. But let me give you Ramos, Mr. Ramos, on a free. We offered him £30 million, right?
PSG,
£30 million,
by the way, he's got a picture there. Kept his shirt.
and he's gone to PSG.
Yes.
Yeah. If we wanted that man that badly, give him what he wants. For example, has Quinton, has anybody put in a bid for Van der Beek yet? Are you still trying to sell him?
There's rumors that he's definitely not going to stay at United. There was rumors even that Arsenal was going to take him, but look, I think he's buying out clauses too much because he just came to United now, and he came and they paid so much, and now for any club to take him over, it's a whole lot of money.
Yeah,
because that's a gamble you take.
So I've got a question for you, Quentin. Okay, what would you from your coaching experience? Okay, you're going to buy a player. Would you rather buy a player that's going to cost you an absolute fortune, and yet you don't know what you're going to get out of that player, or would you rather spend less money on a talent that your guys have spotted and mold him? Which would you rather do?
I would go with the player that you know what you're going to get out of him, and I'll go with him rather. Yeah, you don't go by. Yes.
So
that's just my opinion, Des. I will go with somebody that I know that.
That's fine.
Yeah. But instead of and that's the mistake. I think even in the era of any coach, there is some of them that make mistakes. They get players, and when the players come to the England game and then discover, no, but this player is not what we thought he is. Because again, I say leagues are different. You spot a player playing in the Spanish league, and when it comes to the English league, he just doesn't make it. Again, I want to reiterate and say the English league is such a fierce, competitive, strong league. It's where you really need to show your class. And there's no 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 games for you to come and settle in. If you spend a lot of money on a player and you bring him to the club, you expect him to perform from day one because you're paying a lot of money. You must get value for your investment. So again, I want to say this: if I know a player I know he's a good player and he doesn't cost a lot of money, I will stick with him instead of getting a big name player. And this again, I have to speak to mention this player's name is Pogba. Pogba will never be a good player in my eyes, man. And many people is ragging and boasting about him. He's got too much bad ways, and that is why Ferguson, from the start, when he was 18 or 19 years old, said, I don't want this boy. He's not coachable. He's his own worst enemy. He's a brilliant footballer, but he's his own worst enemy. So is that a good investment? It's not. So he's paying so much money. It's the same that we did with Alexis Sanchez when he came. A lot of money, and he couldn't perform. But when he played for Arsenal, he was brilliant.
I was going to say, we got the better years out of Sanchez, mate.
Yeah.
Yes, you got the best years out of him.
Sorry, man. Sorry for that. Lenny, this guy was in London, and he was quarantined for 5 days. Apparently, he was on his way this afternoon to go sign and do his medical. Left back, and that is something that we need at this point for Kieran Tierney. You've watched a couple of videos, or you've seen something about him. Is he the player that is gonna make Tierney sweat?
Not really, Glenn. He's basically coming in as a backup to Tierney, and I will believe it when he signs. You know, he can be in London on holiday for all I care. He hasn't signed.
He was at the London Colney apparently.
Okay, I'm not aware, but until he signs and it's cast in stone that he's an Arsenal player, I won't believe it. Because like I said, when I went on the rant earlier on, where I said we've linked with 30 players and we did one signing, an academy player that's in Arsenal already, you know, Okonkwo. Yeah, so he's been pulled up to the first team ranks now as a goalkeeper, you know, as the backup goalkeeper for Leno apparently. But yeah, so Nuno is basically just a backup for Tierney, and we understand you know, Tierney's injury prone now and then. So he's quite a good player, good replacement. At least we'll have a nice strong left hand side. Yeah, and he's young too.
Yeah, and there's guy is also a done deal apparently. There's an agreement made, 17 million plus add-ons of, I think, 3 or 4 million add-ons. Done deal. They agreed, as per the reports, they agreed on a 4 or 5 year deal, and plus another 12 months if he performs under obviously certain requirements. Your opinion about that, bruh?
To be honest, mate, I don't know much about Lokonga. I know he's got a good name. I like his name. He's 21, isn't he?
Yeah, it's almost 22. Yeah,
21, 22. Yeah, so we could get some good years out of him. I've got a feeling though this season he's going to be second fiddle. I've got a feeling he'll be a bench warmer, which is a shame.
Yeah,
because as we've said in the past, all of us have said, you need experience, but you need the enthusiasm of youth as well, don't you? You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, it comes back to the academy. What is going on with our academy?
Sure.
You know? But do you think they go out and buy these players because they think, oh, Arsenal fans just want us to buy players? They don't listen to us. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't listen. They don't hear us saying, you know, bring Aziz on, bring Martinelli on. Oh, all right, they did bring Martinelli on, but do you know what I mean? Martinelli should be getting a first team place every week. The lad is lightning. The lad is lightning in a bottle, okay, and he can score goals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Auoar is just here for a paycheck. Sorry.
It's a waste of time, man.
Auoar is just here for a paycheck now, right? Now, Lacazette is going to probably end up going. And that's a shame because I like Lacazette.
That's why I've got him there. He's open to offers. They're not even sure who to lay him off to.
What I like about Lacazette, just quickly, guys, what I like about Lacazette is he can hold the ball up. And I said it last season, and I'm going to say it again. He plays well with the kids.
Yeah.
He makes the kids look good.
He can command his position when the kids is around him. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Lacazette. And Auoar hasn't got that.
Yeah, yes. And just lastly on the transfers quickly is this guy. Oh, and I know Des, you know what is my opinion about this kid. He is my hero.
Oh, mate, tell me about it. Aston Villa, go away. He's not for sale. at any price.
They've rejected 3 deals now, 3 offers,
Yeah.
and I'm pleading there. Please don't go, no matter the pound. Hold on tight. My word, Arteta, if you're watching this, hold on tight, because this is a gem of a player. You can't sell that player, even for 100 million. You can't sell him, because who are you going to replace him with?
Even if they said, sorry guys, can I just say this, Lenny? Yeah, even if they said you can have Greenish, right, and Martinez back, yeah, I'd still say, as much as I would like Martinez back because he's an amazing keeper, right, I would still say hands off.
No,
Genuine.
keep him. He's firstly Lenny, and Quentin, you're gonna get a chance just after Lenny. He is a Arsenal fan from young. So to me, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I get a position at Arsenal to play as a striker. This is what I'm gonna play for, because I am a fan. And now, I mean, this boy said it is so amazing feeling to go into that cloakroom, knowing that Henry sat there, Berkham sat there, and he's playing in that same club. Lenny, from a point of view of a fan, how much does that mean to a boy of his age? He's 20 years old. I mean, he was a fan from young.
For me, I would say he's not game. You know, he's been an Arsenal boy since he's been in diapers. You know, so he's not going to go. But what I'm fearful of, and what I'm afraid of, is if Villa turns around and say, right, 50 plus, and then Edu jumps up and he hears cling, cling, right, here's cash, 50 plus. I'm fearful of that, because Edu's response to the 50 plus where he will jump for is we can get medicine as a replacement. You know, that is my only fear. But from Smith Rowe's side, he's not going to go. You know, they're going to sit down with him now, because they're only back now. Back now, they're going to sit down with him. But when they do that, they must sit down and bring in Xhaka too. And sit with the two of them. And sign that thing. Because I know Xhaka has signed an extension. But you've seen now what he's done now. So all eyes is on Xhaka now. He is golden boy. Yeah, so bring Xhaka in with Smith Rowe, get them down and let them sign a contract with, who'll hold him at Arsenal for a few years to go. But Smith Rowe will go nowhere.
Can I just quickly say one thing?
About 5 years on Smith Rowe to extend. Yeah, sorry, Days.
Sorry, can I just quickly say one thing? My fear is, and it's genuine, we should keep him at the club. We should keep Xhaka at the club. Yeah. My fear is the Kroenke factor, and what I mean by that is, if the price is right, Kroenke would want to sell him straight away. Yes, exactly. And it's the same with Xhaka. I mean, Quentin, I know you're going to talk in a minute, but I've got to ask you one question, okay? If you were going to buy either of these two players, Xhaka or Emil Smith Rowe, for Man United, how much do you think they're worth?
So, Des, to answer your first question, I think that at the way that Xhaka is playing now, and obviously he's really being a spotlight out there at the moment, starting in the English team or so, I think Xhaka could easily be on the 60 to 70 million pound easily.
Definitely.
Easily. And if you should look, I don't know, honestly, I don't know much about the Smith boy, so I can't really comment on him. But on Xhaka is one of the players that's going to be a star at Arsenal. The sad point about it is, if the boss of Kroenke is so money hungry, then Xhaka is not going to stay there long. Because I tell you now, I've just read a few stories about how many clubs is already watching that boy, and they want Xhaka to come. And the sad thing of all is, I don't know if he signed a new contract, but if they don't get him in a 5-year contract soon, so that you can get the best out of him for the next 5 years, then I think you'll lose him if it comes to money, because that boy is brilliant. And he's going to get frustrated if he doesn't have players around him that can support him. And Lacazette, I think, is one of the players that can gel well with Xhaka. And you need another midfielder, as we just said earlier. A great midfielder that can link up with them. Then I think there's something. But I think also the biggest mistake that Arsenal made is buying David Luiz. I don't know why you got that guy to come to Arsenal, but I believe he's out again, or I don't know.
He's gone already. Yeah.
He's the most undisciplined defender that I've ever seen, man. Really. Again, I say also a player that is good, but also he's an enemy to himself, man. He's his own worst enemy. So,
Yeah.
but I think also going forward, Xhaka, that player. I watched that boy again in the English team. He's a bright spark. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
And the worrying part about it also is when you look at Luke Shaw, whenever there's a camera on him, I love Xhaka. I love Xhaka.
Yes.
But I've got one other worry, Glenwyn and Lenny, for next season. If we don't get rid of the W man.
I thought he's gone already.
No. He wanted too much money, Glenwyn.
David Beckham can pay him that out of his pocket, his back pocket. I mean, he's linked to David's club.
I believe the figure was he wanted 360,000 a week or something like that, and that was
Dollars.
who was someone who's playing in the team who I can't remember who it was.
Dollars, $260,000.
Higuain, yeah, Higuain. That would put him on more wages than Higuain.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Beckham can take that money out of his back pocket, man.
Oh,
I mean, he was linked to Beckham's club.
He wants to go back to Chelsea.
Yeah, he must go back to Brazil. I like it. I made a comparison here quickly. The most expensive player, Quinton, is in your club. There you see 83 million. Harry Maguire, 80 million. Lukaku, 75. Jadon Sancho, 73. Di Maria, 59. Also another player, brilliant player, but didn't make it. Wan-Bissaka, what a player. What a player. I love that guy. He's a great asset for that team. He's a fierce right back. Fred, what a waste for a Brazilian player. Bruno Fernandes, awesome. Another Martial. Apparently, Lenny, he's a Henry type of, not what a lot of bull.
That is
44 million. Well, how would United pay that amount of money for a player like Martial? 44 million. Not a chance.
Ridiculous.
Nemanja Matic from Chelsea, 40 million. Also another balls up. And then, of course, your favorite, Quinton, Donny van de Beek.
Oh my
now,
God.
With regards to Donny van de Beek and Jadon Sancho, here's an interesting comment from Alistair Umbral, and he's a Liverpool supporter. How's it, Alistair? Welcome, and thank you for your loyalty towards Gunnar Matters. With Jadon Sancho being linked to Man United, there were even speculation that Van der Beek could be a great player fitting into the system of Liverpool. Give him for free, man. Take him for free, Quinton.
You can go, brother. Alistair, Van der Beek, you can take him for free. I'll actually pay for his flight. I'll sell my house, pay his flight, and he can go. That's how I feel about it. No, listen, I don't know. It's again one of those situations where I say Van der Beek was brilliant playing in the league that he played. But since he came to the English league, he's discovered, that, this is a tough league. And you go to any coach and any player, ask him, when you come to the English league, you find out really what you're made of. You can't be mediocre when you come to the English Premier League. And Van der Beek,
Martial.
Yeah, Martial is another clown. He should go. Van der Beek is a player that I think thought when he's going to come to the English Premier League that he's going to be one of the strongest midfielders. And he cannot say he didn't get enough opportunity. I think there was enough opportunity given to him, and he just didn't take it. Matteo must go. Pogba must go. Van der Beek must go. Those are guys, you know how much money United can save if they let him go. There's youngsters in United's academy that can easily earn 10 times less than that and can produce more than what the players that we're paying now. You know,
Yeah.
So that is just my thinking. Van der Beek probably will do well wherever you go. It's like Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay came to United with such a big ego and a brilliant player. But he was exactly like Matteo. Matteo was nowhere. He's so inconsistent. So when they move to other clubs where the league and the competition is not that great, they do well. You know, and then everybody say, yeah, but why did United sell him and all that? That's because he's playing in a league that is not as strong as the English league.
True. And mind you, Depay took a pay cut going to Barcelona. What a ball. And then Lenny and Des, this is ours, yeah. It is amazing how bizarre this really looks. Nicolas Pepe, 72 million. In all fairness, he came to a point last season, the latter part of the last season, he showed bits and pieces of himself, which is brilliant. The A-man Auoar, yeah, he had his time at Arsenal. He had his best time at Arsenal. So for 57, I think he was worth it. That buy, he worked his 57. He worked it off. Like I said, to an extent, his first season, I think Lenny, he had a good season. On his second season, at least, he had a good season. And you think he's paid off that 47 more?
Yeah,
Lenny.
Yeah. Just on the Ozil thingy. Many were not aware that Ozil was still on a pay.
Still on a payroll, no? No.
End of June. Even though he was at Fenerbahce, we were still paying his salary.
Yeah, he's now off the way.
Yeah, we were still. Yeah, it came to the end now. At the end of June, was his last paycheck he got from Arsenal. On coming back to the Granit Xhaka issue, Roma has put in an offer for Xhaka, but Arsenal wants more.
They want 23 million, something in that range.
Yeah, they want more, so that's why Xhaka is not on the move as yet. So if that falls through, we would still have Xhaka for next season.
Until January,
maybe, but he would still be around. For me, I would say captain after he signed. He owes money. Yeah, and then coming back to Willian. The deal was practically done until he upped his salary and put in his salary. So, you know, we wanted double Higuain's salary that he's getting in MLS, which brings me to a point. So when Willian takes to the field, what is he thinking of? Hey, I'm going to spend this money now. So he's got no interest in playing football whatsoever. It's all about the money.
Because his dream is to play in MLS and get the dollar. That is what his dream is.
And don't forget, he's got a couple of restaurants out in Dubai also going.
True, yeah.
He's in partnership with David Luiz, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I wanted to say something quick on Willian. Yeah. If Willian wasn't on a free transfer, I don't think Arsenal would have took him.
Yeah,
I genuinely believe that if he wasn't on a free transfer,
playing in the blue side of London wasn't the best move from blue to red and white, because he had a brilliant season in the Blues. Coming to red and white, it was totally a balls up, because I wouldn't have taken for free either. I wouldn't have taken for free because
I wouldn't have. But the thing is, Arsenal over the last couple of seasons have become Chelsea's graveyard.
Yeah, but this guy, he's got a lot to say. He tells his son Josh, take that. I don't want that. That's cheap. That's cheap. So it's amazing how these Americans are.
Next week, Timo Werner's going to sign for Arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fully.
because Chelsea don't want him anymore. So Arsenal, we've become Chelsea's sister club. You know?
Yeah.
Get out.
We came to the last part of the last segment is a former legend, Patrick Vieira. He's going to one of our rivals in London. And this is the stats that I got from him at his time in New York. You can see his most wins in MLS, 39 from 83 games. His most points, 139. He has points per game. He's fourth. He's third on goals scored per game, and he's 10th on goals conceded per game. That is in MLS. And then he's gone to France. Totally different ball game. He ended fifth on most wins and most points of 114. So per game is 9th. Goals per game is 16th. And of goals conceded is 8th. So compare the two. He had a better run. He had a better run in MLS. Now he's saying he wants to make Crystal Palace the most attacking team in London. What is that all about?
Good luck with that one. That's what I say.
Sorry, Des. They got a problem. They didn't get rid of one player. They got rid of 11. One go, Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
You know. So he's got to have to build from scratch there. But mind you, he did better than what Arteta and Edu did. He just walked into Crystal Palace and they signed the player already. So,
exactly. So two days in the position, he's got a player.
And the same is everybody is on. And I spoke to Alice about it. Everybody's on about, let's wait for the Euros to finish so that we can sort out this transfer windows. United signed Jordan, and he's on international duty.
Exactly.
While he's on international duty, they signed him. We can't even do that with Ben White. That's also on international duty.
And he didn't feature in the bloody Euros. So there's the opinion from a perspective of the legend Vieira. What do you think is going to happen in the stands when Crystal Palace coming to the Emirates and he's standing there in his little suit and his eagles on the badge there? What is going to happen then? I mean, you saw what happened when he played for Juventus and we won them at Highbury. When he came from the Highbury or Emirates already, when they lost against Arsenal, they booed him off the field.
I know, it's disgusting. That's disgusting. Right, I've got a theory. The man is a legend. I love the man. I wish him all the luck in the world. Okay? If that man walks into Highbury, into our ground, Sorry, I was having a reminiscing moment then. If he walks into our ground, and he gets booed, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But here's my theory. Okay, let me throw a spanner in the works. He's gone to Crystal Palace. Great. Cut your teeth there for the Premiership. Okay, and then I'll come back to that point in a second. But, Glenwyn, Patrick Vieira stood in front of you offering you a contract. You're not going to say no.
No.
You don't want to get beat up in the car park. Do you know what I mean? No. But here's the point. I'm going back to my theory. Okay, cut your teeth at Crystal Palace. Do whatever you can with that team. Try and make them better. Whatever you need to do, because I think, and this is just my opinion, when Mr. Eck finally buys Arsenal, There's your new manager. There's your new Arsenal manager.
Yeah.
The experience. From a coaching perspective, Quentin, Crystal Palace is not asking a lot of Patrick Vieira because they are a mid-table team. They don't want Vieira to commit to go win the Premier League. What is his job to do at Crystal Palace? What must he go do there now? I mean, the reports are saying so many things. I mean, the reports are saying Frank de Boer was in the replacement job of Sam Allardyce, and he only kept about 5 months, I think. Yeah, it was only manager for 5 months. Here they bring in Vieira as a successor for the big Roy Houssem. It is a phenomenal change there. That is a legend of a player and a legend of a manager, one of the best in the industry. Now Vieira comes with 2 clubs managed. What is he going to do differently?
Yes, Des, you might be spot on there. If Arteta don't perform in this season and Vieira does well at Crystal Palace, I think he'll become the next coach at Arsenal. You might be onto something there. Glenn, I think in my opinion, I am quite shocked that Vieira did so well. I'm not surprised he did so well in the league in the USA, because most of the players that go and play there is ex-English league players and stuff like that. So, and it's easy. I don't think the pressure is as big as it is in the English Premier League. So
that's the biggest in the American North and not South, but the biggest league in North America.
North America. But the thing is this: you got a big coach that's leaving Crystal Palace, and we all know him. He's known for coming in and adding great value to teams that is maybe fighting relegation or trying just to stay in the English Premier League. So for Vieira to come in here, he's gonna have to hit the ground running. And he's done that. He's already signed, identified a player who he wants. It's not going to be easy. He himself is going to experience that. Look, we've seen now a lot of players thought that they could come and coach in the English Premier League. Frank Lampard, Roy Keane, all these guys tried to come and coach in the English Premier League, and it's not easy. And now he's getting a team where the salary bills is not that high. It's players that is earning way less than other clubs, and he has got to make them play well and obviously keep them in the English Premier League. And it's going to be a difficult job for him. I wish him well. I'm surprised that he's doing so well with his type of attitude that he has. I always when you mention his name, I always picture Roy Keane next to him, the two lovers.
Yeah, I saw that last night. That fight about with him and Roy Keane in the alley, in the dugout.
Yes, I don't know if you guys have seen. There's a show that they did with the two of them, where they sat opposite each other and they were asking each other questions. And
it's not on the Neville Gary Neville show or something like that.
No, it wasn't on the Gary Neville show. I'll try and get it to you guys, but it's the two of them sitting and they're speaking about the confrontation that they had. And they also had to select their teams at the end. You guys will surprise the teams that they selected.
Okay,
man, it's
both of them in each other's team.
Yes, but it was amazing. But look, I wish him well as from a coach. It's going to be difficult for him. He's gonna have to work with. Sometimes it's good when you have players that's not earning all the money, because then you can probably get better results out of them. And also, I think he's got a huge respect in English in the English football. So the players he's gonna coach will obviously want to play for him, because he's a big boy and he's a guy that has a huge reputation. And if he gets that right, then I think he'll be successful. And then this is wish will come true.
And that is I don't know if you can see this, but I wrote this down in the week, seeing that Patrick Vieira is going to Crystal Palace. What does it mean for Daniel Lenny?
Man, for me, the Daniel X story has gone very quiet, and I'm hoping and praying that somewhere along the line, maybe on that Arsenal switchboard that causes confusion, he might have contacted Flamini, maybe contacted Flamini in the long run and say, hey, why don't you partner up with me and we get Arsenal sorted out? But
Flamini on his own, he can buy Arsenal.
Yeah. So, but just coming back to Patrick Vieira, and I think I'm going to throw this one at Des. What do you think of Vieira speaking to Arteta and say, hey, can I make use of some academy players as loanees to Crystal Palace?
That's a good, that's a good point, Des.
Because at the moment, we've lost a lot of good players. I mean, my favorite, which is a central defender, McGuinness, has gone to
Coventry. He's gone to Coventry.
Yeah. And then we've lost another one to Brentford. I think there's about 6 or 7 academy players that left. Quality players that left. And I don't know what's happening with the academy. So if Vieira comes in and say, look here, seeing that you're struggling with your academy, why don't you bring him and bring him over to Crystal Palace? So I'm not sure. What do you think about this?
To be honest, man, I think you make an absolutely great point. That could work out for both teams.
Sure. Especially with Crystal Palace losing 11 players.
Yeah. But that could work out for both teams in the respect that the kids are getting game time. Yeah. And then when they come back to Arsenal, they've got possibly a better chance of getting into the first team. So that's a very... do you know what, Lenny? You take the award of the week for the best thought. Because that, to be honest, that is more sense than it sounds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously you're going to get the fans that go, oh, you can't have Arsenal players at Crystal Palace. But think about it. It would be practical. Because the players that you want are getting game time. Yeah. Lenny, you've hit the nail on the head, mate. Honestly, you have. I just want to go back to ERS for a second, Emil Smith Rowe for a second, yeah? He should be like Matt Letizia, okay? Do you guys know Matt Letizia from Southampton?
Yes.
Yeah. He spent his whole career at Southampton. Never wanted to move. And Emil Smith Rowe should be the same for Arsenal.
Sure.
But going back to what Lenny said, I totally agree with you, Lenny. I think it'd be a really, really good idea. A really, really good idea.
Quentin, quickly from your point of view, where's that one? Yeah, this one. Do you think he can maintain some of that stats at Crystal Palace?
No. I'll be very honest with you. I think Lenny will come in and just try and survive the first season to find his feet and then look to give the team some confidence in his style of playing and what he wants to do, and hopefully get some players then that he really wants at Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Crystal Palace has a budget as other clubs. So for now, it's about coming in, obviously bringing your methodology and your style that you want to play with the team, and that normally takes 2 to 3 seasons, which you don't really have in the English Premier League. But hopefully he gets it through to the players quicker than what we think, and then he'll be a good coach in the English Premier League. I think he's changed his attitude from a hardcore player and to a good coach, and that's amazing. I can't say the same for Roy Keane. I think Roy Keane, as Des says, was beating the guys up in the car park after training. That is why he wasn't successful when he was coaching. So I think Vieira has a different approach. He's got a soft side to him, or where he can really bring himself across as a coach and get players to play according to his style.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can I just expand on what Clinton's just said? I I think it's going to be like Arteta, but in Vieira's style. So what I mean by that is he's going to rebuild that team. But the difference between Arteta and Vieira's not going to tinker.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
the main difference.
Yeah.
He's not going to tinker. He knows what he wants. He'll go out there and try and get it, and he'll build a team.
Yes.
Where Arteta is, just pick a team, you know?
Yes.
So that's what I think on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lenny, you wanted to say something?
No, I tend to agree with this on that one, and it also boils down to who his backroom staff is. You know, that's with Vieira there. He's definitely not going to mess with him. And the first one I think he's going to grab hold of a choke would be Zaha. You know, and maybe give him a good talk and say it depends entirely on you, how you portray yourself, how you act, how you go on, and the team will follow. You know, so whoever he brings in, the team will follow. So I think he's gonna have a fairly good season, if I can put it that way.
I've sent him an email. I've sent him an email to see if we can be his back, if we can be his team.
He's academy, yeah.
I must be honest. I've checked my emails today and he hasn't replied yet. So
okay, just keep tabs on that. Des, just keep tabs on that. Gary is saying, talking about Willian. Can we remove that word from the Arsenal vocabulary? Yes, we can, Gary. It's taken off. He's not getting a statue. He's not getting a statue at all. Des, you are a dreamer. Do you have a magic wand? If so, use it now.
Thank you. I'm using it.
Alistair is saying, seems to me most of the Arsenal players turn to coaching. How many ex-players are in coaching currently? Is it 3 or Arteta, Vieira, and Henry? Yeah, it makes a fair point, actually. And also, don't forget about Bergkamp. Arsenal doing smart things like loan players to PL teams, Premier League teams like Crystal Palace. Smart. And Arsenal haven't mixed for years now. Gary, you're ruthless, brother. You're ruthless. Guys, it's almost time to say goodbye, but this is the last one here. Look at that quickly. Transfer list as it stands. Out. David Luiz released. Levi Lang, who the hell is that? He's released. Joseph Alou, I don't know how to pronounce that. He's released. Luke Plange, he's released. Jason Sraha is released. Trey Coyle is gone to Lausanne Sport. Zach Medley, he's gone to KV. Here's your favorite. Mark McGuinness, he's gone to Cardiff. Dinos Mafropanos, he's gone on loan to Stuttgart. Daniel Ballard, he's gone on loan to Millwall. Daniel's gone to Bradford. Ben Sheaf is gone to Coventry. And Matt Smith gone to Doncaster. That is way before we got obviously news about Gaundouzi and other boy on loan to Marseille.
Why, Glenwyn? Why is it taking so long to sell Bellerin as well? What's going on there?
There's talks that Bellerin is going on loan now, not no more permanent. So I don't know what is the loan story. If you need bucks, sell the player, let him go. Why you want to loan players? You're still paying some of their salary, so let them sell the player, get the money for him, and get in other players that you want. So it tells you. I remember in the week it was said that he's still going on loan now to I think it's Italy or Inter Milan, something like that.
Well, it tells you how badly Arsenal do business, yeah? Because I'll tell you now, right? It's a sad state of affairs. I'm going back to Lenny's Ozil comment, yeah? It's a sad state of affairs that we're still paying for a player when he left the club months ago.
6 months ago, yeah.
Bad business.
Mm.
Bad business.
Bad business. I mean, that is my point. Business is slow. The lady saying there, I don't know, she's pulling up her shoulders. Mikal is standing with his hands in his hips. What do your Arsenal fans want? It's like he doesn't understand. I mean, what what Arsenal should get. He was a player. In my opinion, he was a very good player. He was a captain, but he should know what the club is about. It's a massive club. It's a club that is huge in London, one of the oldest clubs in England. He should know what is the dynamics and the makeup of Arsenal. But he's young. And please, guys, and those who are watching, I'm not saying Arteta must leave or he must go. All I'm saying is he must stop being a tinker man. He must do the job, what he is appointed to do. And this guy is not going to let Arteta go now because Arteta doesn't cost him a lot of money. Arteta is not breaking his pocket. It's not breaking the bank. So, in my opinion, Arteta must have a number two, Quinton, and this is a point that you can maybe come on. He needs a number two. He needs somebody that can tell him. And I mean, I looked at Gareth Southgate the last couple of games. He's number two. As soon as that guy said something, a change is coming. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed that if the two of them have said or spoke or whatever, a change is coming, and the change is coming to improve the play. And I can agree with me, or you don't have to agree with me, but that is what I've said. Gareth Southgate, he's the manager, he's the team, he's the king of the team. But as soon as that number two has suggested something, when they have deliberated on something, Quinton, you have a number two yourself. How important is it to take that suggestions to heart?
Yeah, I think you make a good point, Glenn. Bellerin should go because what's the chances of him coming back and being a permanent fixture in the Arsenal team? He also gave his best years to Arsenal, and I think he should go. I used to admire him. You know, he was a great attacking defender that used to get into the dangerous areas. Now he's a shadow of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's true what you said. You know, you said, Glenn, your technical team is very important when it comes to decision making, and that's also what I think Arteta is going to need. Arteta needs a good technical team, somebody that can also guide him. He's young, he's still finding his way in the English Premier League, and I think he needs a lot of guidance, just as Gareth Southgate has at the moment in the England team. If you look who he's surrounded by people that's got lots and loads of knowledge of football.
Yeah.
So whenever there's decisions made, there's great consultation, and he respects the guys that are supporting him because he himself is also a very young guy in coaching. And I mean, he's got a huge responsibility on his shoulders. He's coaching a country, and the tough time that he has a small space to prepare a team. It's not like the other coaches in the English Premier League that has a year or a whole season, pre-season. No, Gareth Southgate gets a team and he has to get them ready in 1 week to go and play. During the Euros now, they had more time, but still, it's not enough time. You're bringing different personalities, different styles. Players come from different coaches, and he has to get them to understand the style that we want to play as a country. And I think he's doing a great job. You know, there was a lot of comments over the TV. It's 1966 last England made a final. It was still black and white TV. Now you're going to see a final in color TV, which is great. You know, I've always said, and I've been an England supporter all the time because I just love. It's amazing that the players that they bring to the English team, but they just never seem to make it. If you look at the players that England used to have in the midfield, Gerrard, Frank Lampard, Paul Scholes, they didn't do well. Now they have Declan Rice, they have this Phillips boy, which is probably not on the same level as the previous midfielders, but they're doing the job. And I rate them very low, to be honest with you, because I think
it's a good partnership, very good.
It's a good partnership, yes. You know, but now, as you can see, England is doing well, and again, it boils down to the coaching. And before, they used to say the coach is a softie, he doesn't make decisions. And this week, he just showed, look, man, I'm serious about my job. To put a star player on like Grealish and then take him off again after 35 minutes, that means you want to do business. You want to win the final, and you want to make sure that England comes home with this cup.
Yeah. Just before we continue and say goodbye, Gary is saying Arteta's goalkeeper coach picked Renassen. Not sure his assistants are getting the job done. Goalkeeper coach has been replaced, and now the set piece coach has been replaced. Offense defense coach is next. Oh, guys, we're gonna have to say goodbye. Lenny, quickly from your side. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough weekend ahead. Next week is our first game. Pre-season game, Burnian, and Arteta would like to have his new signing in by then. Yeah. So quickly, from your point of view, do you think we're going to have new signings by then, or what?
I think the Nuno, Tavares, and Lokonga, I think it's a done deal. They should be in by next week. Most probably maybe over the weekend. So as far as Ben White, I'm not sure, because I think they'll still have a week of celebration, because I think England will have Italy's number tomorrow on Sunday night. So yeah, I don't know about Ben White, because now Man City, Everton, Chelsea is also all, and Chelsea is all after Ben White. So I don't know. We'll see how the switchboard works.
Des, from your point of view, my man, what do you think is going to happen next week?
Well, we might have Locatelli. Locatelli might be part of the team by next week, even though he wants to go to Juventus, but Juventus have got no money. So, and the team that Locatelli are playing for, their head honcho is saying that Arsenal are going to get him, but look into that, what you think. I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but there we go. But we might have Locatelli by next week, and Ben White will still be, he's on his way. So we'll see. But football's funny. Anything can happen in football. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it is, eh? Right, guys, before we give Quentin a chance, Gary has just greeted us. Have a good night, Glenwyn, Lenny, Des, and Quentin. Thank you, Gary. The same
Thanks,
to you.
Thanks, Gary.
Cheers, Gary. Good night, mate.
And be safe. Right, Quentin, the stage is yours, my man. Now, Quentin, I'm just going to give you a bit of a time there to share. Quentin is starting his own channel soon, and he can obviously tell you lots about it. And I said to him tonight would be a very good opportunity for him to share what his show is about. And this is his YouTube link at the bottom of the screen. And I'm promoting his channel from my channel. Whoever is watching, please listen carefully to what Quentin is about to tell you. Go for it, brother.
Lenny, Glenn, thanks, man. Thanks once again for this opportunity. Really appreciate it. I just want to say, before I promote myself or my channel, I just like to say that your preseason determines a lot of how your season is going to be. You know, if you do well in your preseason and you find the right combinations and stuff, it will actually give you a nice a heads up and a nice understanding of how you're going to do during the season coming. So I'm hoping that you guys have a good preseason, and and wish Arsenal all the best for the season. But when you come to Old Trafford, I cannot wish you guys well. So I just trust that you will come with all your But yeah, in any case, and good luck to England. England must win it, guys. England must win it. Yeah, so I'm launching my own futsal show. I don't know if you guys are familiar with futsal. Lenny, you will know. I've been in futsal for years. Des, you probably heard it because it's played in England also. I've obviously been in futsal for about 32 years. And I'm just launching my own show to discuss the history of futsal in this country and how we can develop the game further, and then talk about the history and tactics and the way forward for the game, and how we can grow to a level where we can have more professionalism and also have players playing the game on a professional level to earn some money as a job for themselves. So yeah, my channel will be launched at the end of the month. I will just put it out there again to Glenn and to everybody once, but the end of the month it's launching. And yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be a success, and it's going to be as easy as this show is, as Glenn has made this show so easy. It's just having nice conversations and talking about the history of the game and the development of the game. That's basically, and then just have a good conversation with friends and whoever's interested in chatting. That's what it's about.
All right. Well, thank you, Quentin.
Thanks, Glenn.
Just before we go, Alistair, the Liverpool man, Umbral, saying thanks, gents. It's much appreciated. Have a good one. Thanks, Alistair. Again, you and I need to chat. You and I need to talk about other things as well. Yeah, he says everything of the best ahead. Quentin will follow your page. Well, there you've got
Thanks, Alistair. Thanks.
I'm Quentin's first subscriber. I've subscribed last night, by the way. So I'm his first subscriber. So
Thank you for your commitment. There's no content there yet, but he subscribed. That's how much he loves me. Thanks, Alistair.
So what I will do is I will send the link to the guys, Quentin, and of course, just after, don't go anywhere after we've gone off air, then we can just have a quick chat. So please subscribe to Gunnar Matters, hit the likes for all the notifications, keep this channel afloat, keep us on air, and also get involved with Gunnar Matters, gunnarmatters@gmail.com. You can hit me there, you can hit me on Facebook, on Twitter, and on what's his face, Instagram. And also I made there a request for a small donation as little as 10 Rand to Gunnar Matters, so we can get the equipment that we need to stay on air. Now there is at the bottom of this you will see there's comments there. There is a PayPal link. PayPal is there. You can put whatever amount you want to put in there, as little as 10 Rand. And also, we're going to grow this channel with all sorts of equipment, with all sorts of things, just for the fans out there, because at Gunnar Matters, your opinion, it matters. So without any further ado, I want to say thank you. I want to say keep safe, be safe, mask up, sanitize, and also keep the social distance until next time. And please remember, next week there won't be any show unless my computer has been sorted out. So I don't have a show next week, guys. Pray my computer be sorted out, please. But without any ado, you will find Gunnar Matters back on air as soon as we can. God bless.